Who are you called to be? I did not grow up in a Christian home. I did have some Christian experiences. I went to youth group with a friend a couple of times. My grandma was a Seventh-day Adventist and she forced us to go. And honestly, I didn't really even like the smell of the place. It was cold and drab. And as I grew up, I didn't grow into faith. There was a statistic that I heard years and years ago that really started to shift me. And it was that your daughter will marry the image of her father. I started wrestling with the reality that my daughter was gonna marry the image of me. And when I looked in the mirror, I did not want my daughter marrying that guy. I was forced to seek, what does fatherhood look like? I feel like I should mention that my dad wasn't around. He moved away when I was about 12 years old. I didn't have an example. So I began to find good quality men in the church. I had one man in particular that really valued me, and I loved what he did, and I loved who he was, and he showed me what a father could be. And I started to seek out other men that were like that, and other men that had different attributes, and I go, I want to be like that. And eventually, through ministry opportunities that I was called into, I was sitting in a coffee shop with one of those guys, and he looked at me and he says, man, God has given you an opportunity to be 100% uniquely you. Are you gonna listen? And that's how this ministry was born. I began to realize that the church is just like me. I began to realize that we go through the same seasons and we go through the same struggles and we grow in the same areas. And what the church needs is to be 100% uniquely itself. As I work with churches and as I work with individuals, that's what I do. I help them to have the same experiences that I had, to connect with a person who wants to take them into their calling, who wants to help them become their unique self. They become more like Christ. They become more like the God-man that we are called to draw into the image of, but in their own unique expression. The gift that was given to me through the men in my life, I now want to offer the church. So the question is, who are you called to be?